Rose here. Today we're going to be talking about starting off as a photographer. So a lot of people love taking photos and think, this is amazing, I should be a professional photographer. And that seems like a great idea and you should totally do it. But I've got some tips before you start. Pro tip number one for starting a photography business: don't buy a new camera. I know, you might be thinking, but I need a fancy camera. Don't do it, just wait. Go online, buy yourself a used camera like I did, and start there. Get to know it really good. Take as many pictures as you can. Get as good as you can get on that camera and then upgrade to something fancy. I see way too many photographers buy a brand new $10,000 camera and then it flops and they feel foolish. It's not your fault, it's okay. Just buy something within your price range, used, and then get started with that. Once you outgrow it, you outgrow it. I bought a used camera online, paid $900 for it, still an amazing camera, still use it to this day. But I started with this before I got the fancy camera I'm filming on now because I wanted to start small and I didn't want to go higher than I was ready for before I was ready. I had a huge learning curve when I bought this camera. I actually felt really foolish for the first couple weeks. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. It was still a huge upgrade from my point and shoot that I had gotten as a present, and I kind of got nervous. But I took an amazing photography course and I practiced and I practiced and practiced so that by the time I upgraded to my super fancy camera, it was a breeze. It was like getting on an automatic after learning how to drive on a standard. So I definitely encourage you to start where you're at, pick up something used or borrow something from a friend until you are ready, and then get your fancy camera. And when you're ready, get yourself definitely a Nikon mirrorless. They're like the Cadillac of cameras. I will link the one that I have below. Mine's name is Veronica. I mean, if that doesn't tell you how nice it is, I don't know what will. My second pro tip for starting your own photography business is practice, 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 practice. I know, nobody wants to practice, that's boring. But seriously, the more you practice, the better you're gonna get. And then you're gonna look back at those photos in a couple months and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, I thought that was good. And then in a couple years, you're gonna get even better and better and better. You keep growing no matter what you do. I look back at stuff from a couple years ago and I think, ooh, but you just keep getting better. So ask as many friends as you can if you can take their photo, practice lots, be ready to hate what you did. Be ready to feel like you're crushing it one day and then feel like a complete failure the next day. That's okay. What you don't want to do is watch a couple videos, think you're an expert, start charging, and then really fall on your face. You want to start small, learn what you can, and then get up to that level. My pro tip number 3 for starting your photography business is take a challenge. When I was first starting out, I joined some Instagram groups and pods where they did a weekly or a daily challenge, and these really pushed me. I still do them to this day, and they're so much fun. Different challenges like black and white, or focusing on a certain color, or things like leading lines, depth of field. Going out and having to take a photo with a specific thing in mind really, really opens you up, because you're not just doing things that you're already good at, you're pushing yourself to learn new things, and that's one of the greatest parts. It's also really fun. That's why even as a professional photographer, I still do challenges like that because they're fun and they push me, and I want to always be learning new things. So if you want to start your own photography business and you think, I'm gonna do it, Stephanie, this is the year. That's awesome, that's amazing. Drop me a comment below, send me your Instagram handle, I'll check it out. Send me some of your photos and I'll give you some feedback, because I have found that the more we work together, the better everyone gets, because a rising tide raises all boats. And I did not get to the level I'm at without a lot of people helping me. And now I pick and choose my clients, and I charge a really good amount for them. And I'm happy about it because I love photography and I love taking photos. And I don't want it to just feel like a job because it's my passion. So I will see you next week, and we're going to talk more about photography, branding, and life. See you soon.